Mic test, one, two, three. Am I being heard? Okay, maybe I should just like talk closer to the microphone. I'm gonna put it up at like minus 0.3. Hello, hello, hello. This is how I talk. I'm actually just very tired right now. Ah, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna put it up at like max volume. Okay, this is how I sound right now. Okay, we're currently at 53 out of 100 because we just completed uh lesson 8, 7, 8. Yeah, here at like CSS display property. And yeah, uh, yeah. This display property is where I learned like inline block text, inline and inline block and block. It basically tells you whether or not to put elements beside each other or on top of each other without, without flexbox or grid, which I feel like later I will be using more often, definitely. But for now, I'm going to focus on, you know, uh, getting good at all of this stuff. I also have been taking notes on like how to set up like the basic Django app. Uh, I'll probably like, you know, I'll continue it later though off stream because what I plan to do later on stream is once I complete following the tutorial on the documentation website, I'm gonna be speed running it by like, you know, by retracing my steps, programming it from the start again. Because I actually have been taking notes every step of the way, setting up that Django app. And I discovered that, Django app for web applications, for building web apps, is like Arduino for electronics. Instead of like having so many different components and tediously putting everything together, soldering them, connecting wires, messing up connecting wires. With Arduino, all you have to do is just plug it together and just upload the code and you're good. You already have something that's working right from the get-go. Instead of like building everything from scratch, setting up like an admin site or interface, setting up your, you know, what was that? Your database, and then trying to trying to make like an authentication system, having security features. It's already provided by Django right out of the box. And companies use this tool. So you're definitely sure that it's a good option to start with. So whatever. I'm gonna follow that through and I'm gonna learn HTML and CSS separately so that I know how to build and design a user experience and a user interface and make it look good. So for now, I'm gonna rewatch lesson 9 because I didn't really do much with it. This is where we're at the development. Wait, I'm going to notify a bit of my friend. Um, yeah, So I'm currently at the div element, and okay, I'm just going to fill up this. I'm going to fill up my progress report because I forgot to do so yesterday, July 4, 2025. Uh, Friday? Yeah, it was Friday. And I'm also just gonna write in July 5, Saturday. Yeah. I mean, it's so weird. Time flies quick. But that's good because it means with the steady progress I'm making, I'm going to be finishing this whole course at some point. As long as I, don't back out. Okay. So what did I do yesterday? Let me look at my notes. I learned how to do inline block, um, load images, and then, you know, okay, learned how to, okay, load images, use input tag. Yeah, then vertical align middle, vertical align middle. I guess I'm gonna put them all in like single lines because they're more or less like the same. Uh, okay, vertical line middle, and then block and inline block, line block. That's what these lessons are, right? CSS display property and then images and text boxes. Oh, and like messing with text. So yeah. All right. Loading images and use input tag. Okay, I mean load slash display images. Display images. All right, there it is. I'm gonna save. All right. Watched lesson 9 div element, and I'm just gonna put a plus sign. Must do. What was that? Must do exercises in the lesson. Okay, I feel like okay, this is enough, and this is enough. Okay, time to get into the lesson. Okay, okay. I have to make a. I have to make a folder called 9 the div element. I call it just call it div element because why not? I'm gonna use youtube.html. Gonna copy it. I'm gonna copy the folders again from the, wait, thumbnails. I'm gonna copy this. Copy, paste, and there. And with div element, I'm going to make a new one called youtube.html. And then I'll copy everything from here and then put it in here. Yeah. So now if I if I go back here, I refresh it. Now there's 9. And yeah, here it is. I have YouTube HTML. And there we go. Okay. Why is it zoomed out? So now currently I'm here. From what I remember with watching the last one, like watching lesson 9. I did watch lesson 9 yesterday, but I didn't do the exercises. I'm going to create like I'm gonna put everything in one div, and I'm going to copy and paste it, and I'm going to put it in another one, and I'm going to vertical align top so that it's kind of like in the so it's going to show what it's like in the what was that? In the website. And hopefully after I'm done with this, I'm gonna spend the rest of next week uh trying out HTML exercises and again speed running the what was that? Yeah, learning how to speed run the Django app setup because I feel like that would actually be very helpful. Maybe the Google Analytics one as well. I'll just do the exercise. I might as well cram through it. I was debating whether or not I should study mathematics or go for Google Analytics. But then I realized whatever I'm going to study now for mathematics, it's just going to end up useless later because I don't know how to study in advance for math unless it's within the school year. So I definitely would have had more experience and time if I just took my time during the semester. And I'll trust that instead of like trying to prepare in advance and forgetting everything once the school starts. And I could have used that time learning a different technology. So I'm gonna make that as a personal goal now. Um, let me just write that down. July 5, 2025, Friday. No, it's a Saturday now. Um, figure four. Yeah, because like I remember spending so many hours on like studying discrete mathematics only for it to be, you know, only for it to be all for naught, and I still ended up with a three. I still passed, but I should stop expecting so much from myself. You know, I'll just rely more on the consistency that I give myself since, this summer is all about learning how to minimize all distractions by giving myself stuff to be productive for. But yeah, I don't know how to I don't know how to you know yeah. Just being consistent during the semester is more than enough to have time to study and do well enough in mathematics to pass. I shouldn't aim so much to have like high grades. I want to have enough time to do certifications, to build projects on the side that hopefully by next year I can be employed. I wish I discovered Django much earlier, but it's gonna be good. It'll be good. All right, let's go. What time is it? It is 4:53. It might as well be 5. I'll start watching it now. But actually, let me like sit closer to the microphone. Uh, Actually, the mic doesn't peak anymore for some reason. That's pretty cool. Hmm. Is it just not as sensitive now? Or is my voice actually just that messed up? Well, at least I know I can just turn it up fully now. But okay, let's go. Yeah, they're using lots and lots of divs. So this is a div. Div. This is a div. And then, okay. Oh, wait, I forgot to save it. And it shows up here. I'm so glad I set this up with GitHub so that I can publish the changes later. This is a div, and then, yeah, if I go to inspect, and then I do the top left corner here, and I select it, yeah, it occupies the whole space. It's a div, it is a, and if I click on it, I'll try it again. If I click on it, computed display block, that's funny. Yeah, yeah, it's all content padding border margin. That's very interesting, honestly. The box model of HTML CSS. Whoever came up with it, props to you. You make it a lot easier. You make my life easier. Uh-huh. Wait, what was it? I wasn't paying attention. My bad. Uh-huh. Okay, you made a box here under text to the end. By default is a block element. Okay, understandable. Time to if we're in then depends on the current block. Right. July 5. I'm gonna make a line here. July 5, 2025, Saturday. Saturday. Div is a block. The div, the div element. Element. Then display block element by default. Yep, it's always useful to take notes because you keep track of what you know. Uh-huh. Let me try that. So class div dash example. And then he makes it a style here, I guess. Also, I feel so stupid for not knowing earlier that you can actually comment out CSS. Or maybe that's only when you're inside the HTML. Because from as far as I know, you can also, I don't think you can really comment out HTML. Can you? No, you can't. You can't. Oh, so it is just in CSS. Okay. Well, I'm stupid. I thought it was just only in JavaScript I meant. But, so, div example. Example. I forgot to put the dot because it's a class. And he said he gave it. My brain is lagging because it's 5 a.m. Well, it won't make it take up the entire line anymore. Oh, my bad. Welcome to Oh no. I skipped a lot of steps there. Damn, okay. Um, I did skip a lot. Yeah. Then you give it an inline block property. Finally, okay, I'm back. And then, now that I saved it, I assume that this guy. Okay, now it doesn't take up the whole space. It doesn't take up the entire. Can contain other elements inside. Be used as containers. There's for other elements. Makes you realize how you can basically just style a div into any other HTML tag. Kind of like with span and text, div is the most powerful one because of how basic it is. We can actually Uh-huh. Yeah, it's container right there. Uh-huh. Okay. Okay. I'm going to. All right. I put the input before the image. Let me do that. So okay, there it is, and I'll move it from image. Okay, but it doesn't need a gap over there. Uh, I will. All right, from the paragraph to the image, from to the heavens and earth, I alone am the chosen one. Okay, there. Let me select this. From paragraph to paragraph. There we go. Yay. I should have it be spaced only by two. I should have listened. I don't care. It's fine. I'm still doing stuff right, I guess. Um, okay. So now, if I do this, yay, it's a div and class video preview. It's the whole thing there. Yeah, but it still occupies the entire space. Uh-huh. Yeah. Let me put all contents in YouTube HTML example pull into a div. Uh-huh. What does it look like? Yep, it's right there. Yeah. Yep. And then, okay, a bit of a tidbit now. Uh, block elements, element, take up entire line in their container. Yeah, I encountered this yesterday. Take up in their container. Okay, container. Example, paragraph, in this. Yeah. It helps to take notes every step of the way. So they take up their own line in the container. Uh-huh. All right. That's true. Um, YouTube preview. Wait, why is it back to being? Oh, okay. It's this whole thing is body um video preview. Yeah, but what about its margin? Why does it not show its margin? Huh? Why does it not show its margin? Huh? What's wrong? What if I, okay, I'm gonna try putting another one. Yeah, it still doesn't. Or if I exit this, and there's more definite, overlap. So if I definitely like drag the space here, it definitely has more space, but it doesn't. Why? Because when it tries to put in, yeah, it has like a larger margin. So if I put video preview and I say display inline block, save it, now it's there. But oh no, this thing is in the way. Ah, okay. Yep, that's good. That's right. That is right. But let me take that out first and follow. But actually, does it follow what it should be? Ads, I don't care. Wait, actually, it actually looks nice. Shinguka. Uh-huh. Okay, that's the margin. Wait, what happens if I take out the? Uh-huh. I'm going to say I'm going to add that tidbit where setting the width setting the width in px while display is blocked will make the margin occupy all the space in the line. All right. So much it does. All right. So the display block over here. Oh yeah. But why does it do that? I didn't. What style did he have for the search bar? All right, I don't have a style for the search bar. That's funny. Wait, then why is it, how is the, I don't remember you putting it up there. Okay. Oh, okay, this search bar is display block to make it display block. So if I save this, no, cancel, not you, over here. If I save this, because I changed it to block, there we go. Okay, it follows it. Now the question is, how do I, stuff I do, sup bro, hey, what's up, good morning. Uh, I am tired, but it's good. I'm making progress. You see this progress over here? It is, I'm 4 days in. This is my fifth day. It's fine. The goal is to revisit all of these fundamentals. It's kind of like if you suck at like high school, but then you go back to elementary school and you crush it, and then you build yourself up way better than if you just kept going in high school. It's weird, but it works with programming. Yeah, I know, right? Okay, I'm gonna keep following this. Okay, forward now. Okay, but I have to replace the next one. Okay, let me adjust this back. Mm-hmm. Display block. All right. I set this. Okay, set search bar to display block. I should have realized that so that it occupies the entire space on the line. Because if you inspect here and you do this, you can observe that this thing uh takes up all of the space. I mean, it doesn't show it here, but it, assuming that it has okay, computed. Oh, does it show placeholder? And then border left. Yeah, there it is. Display block. So it occupies all of this space. I don't know why the margin doesn't show though, but at least it follows the rules. Mhm. Okay. All right. I just have to open here, inspect, and then look at the thumbnails. I'm gonna open this link and I'm gonna download it. Save image as, not in this folder, but in this folder. Why does the folder not? Oh, right. It was in my GitHub now. I'm using my GitHub repository now. Uh, go to desktop, documents. Where's GitHub? Show yourself. There we go. And then at 9. Nice. Thumbnails. Thumbnail 1, thumbnail 2. Save. Okay, there we go. So now all I have to do is replace this and replace the text. So, not to wow. Challenge number 9. Markiplier. Plier. And 4 years ago. 4 years ago. And then 19 million views. Yeah. Okay, I saved it. Does it look different now? Yeah. But then it doesn't align. So what do I do? I know what to do. You just, it's a vertical aligned top. But which one do I do? This one, right? They're both video previews, so uh, vertical align top. And if I save that, there we go. Now they're aligned at the top. Ooh, I'm so smart. This is the most basic shit, but I'm crushing it. Okay, I'll just play it out because he does the same thing, but I went ahead. Uh-huh. Way ahead of you, bro. Come on. Mm-hmm. Lion top. Quite to the right. Oh, okay. That makes sense. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Okay, there we go. Now here's the meat and bones. The exercises. Wait. And to straighten elements that are next to each other, but have different heights. Okay. There we go. Okay, yep. Exercise time. Lesson 9 has 8 exercises in total, and that will put me up to a total of 61. Will I have enough time to do nested layout techniques? Maybe. Wait, so why did I full screen? Okay, 9A. Let's do this. 9A. Okay. Square. I'm gonna call it 98 square.html. Uh, boilerplate. Give it a title of square. Make a div. Oh, wait, no, why div? Div. Give it a class of square. Oh, wait, no. Give it a head. Make a style tag. Dot dot square. Um, height. Height. Let's give it 100 pixels. Width. Give it 100 pixels. And then background color is red. There we go. If you save it. And if we navigate over here, refresh 9a square HTML. There we go. All right. First exercise down. I am now up 54. Let's go. Next. Development 9. 9b. Green circle. So 9b circle dot html. All I have to do is literally copy the code. Copy. Okay, let me accept this because I don't need you anymore. Um, okay, let me accept that. So copy the code, change it to green, and add a border radius that's half the height, so that's 50 px. So if I save that, I navigate, refresh, and open it. Yeah, there we go. Okay, I am now up 55. See? This is the part that makes it fun. You're actually applying what you learned instead of just sitting there after absorbing everything without testing yourself. 9C. 9C. Recreate this design by wrapping the elements in a div and adding a border. 9C wrap. I'm gonna call it wrap.html. Then boom. Give it a title of HTML wrap. Wrap wrap with border. There we go. So this is a div with a paragraph tag that says satisfied with our service. No, do your service better. Fuck you. And then two buttons. And it says yes. Capital. Yes. Wow. And then no. Alright. I have the HTML down. Save it. Go back, navigate, refresh, open. Satisfied with out service. Right. And let's make a style tag. And then okay, P. Okay, I'm gonna give it a class. What do I call it? Usually it's like a pop-up. So I'll just call it message. So it's kind of like a message that looks for a response. Dot message. Make it over there. Uh, border 1px solid black. So if I refresh it, it's over there. It's a block element. So I'm going to give it a display inline block. Inline block so that it doesn't occupy the whole thing. But now it wraps too close. So I have to give it a padding. And I'm gonna follow so top and bottom, I'm gonna give it 10 pixels. And then right and left, I'm gonna give it 20 pixels. Because that's the shorthand for it. Um Huh, that's weird. Satisfied with their service? Yes, no. I can technically um add a add a actually padding top. Why is it that for the shorthand of three, you can only, I'll do four. It's clockwise, right? So top, right, and bottom, and then left, clockwise. And I can just make this like 80. Satisfied with our service, yes or no? By wrapping the elements in a div and adding a border. Yep, done and done. So have to make sure that it doesn't occupy the whole line. Okay, I am up 56. I am zooming through this course. 9D. Recreate the design using div2 with two paragraphs inside. YouTube music. Okay, I'm gonna call it that. 9D YouTube music dot HTML. Okay, let's start from scratch. Tab, YouTube music, use music. And what is this? It is a div that contains, I'm gonna I'm gonna give this a class of container. And I'm gonna make a paragraph, give it install YouTube music heading, uh, YouTube music. What do I call this? Uh, class title? I'll say title. And then the next one, P, add YouTube music to your desktop, desktop for quick and easy access. There we go. And I'm going to give you a class of description. So over here, when I make the style tag, style um, dot container, background color, dark gray. Is that even dark? I'm gonna say gray, and I'm gonna make it way darker than than it usually is. And then I'm gonna do dot title. I'm gonna give you a color of white, white, color white, font size of 20 pixels. I always start with 20 pixels. Font weight, it seems to be in bold. Um, font family. Font family, might as well go with Arial. And then I think that's good enough. Wait, no, no, no. Description. Dot description. And over there, color. I'm gonna make it gray. Next, font size is, I guess, half of it, 10 pixels. Font family is also Arial. And then, yeah, I'll do the inline stuff much later. Okay, refresh, check, install YouTube Music. That looks horrendous. That does not look like what I want it to look like. Okay, container needs padding. So padding, shorthand is, okay, clockwise again. So 10, 10px, 40px, 10px again, and then 20px. There. I am developing patterns. There we go. Oh, right, I forgot. Display inline block so that it doesn't take up the whole space. There we go. Install YouTube Music. Add YouTube Music to your desktop for quick and easy access. Maybe it's too small. What about 18? Don't make it large. Okay. I'm gonna make it 20. Okay, I'll give you 0 pixels to the right. Wait, no. I'll give you 20. But I'll give you a width of, of 400 maybe. px. Okay. 18 is too big. What about 13? Huh. Okay, 13 seems good for quick and easy access. I need to lower. Uh, how about 200? 250. There we go. No, never mind. Not 250. 300. Quick and easy. Yep, done it. 57. And now 4 exercises down. Let's see, what's next? Oh, these are actually a lot harder. So take the design created in exercise, you wrap it in and give it a shadow. Okay, I'll go to 9E. No, 7G. Where was it? 7G. Um, Here it is. The tweet. I'm gonna copy its code and I'm gonna go 9. I'm gonna make a new one. This is 9E. 9E tweet dot HTML. And go over here. Let me let me close everything that came before because you guys are irrelevant, unnecessary. Um, okay. So I'm at 9E. So what I'm supposed to do is I wrap everything in a div. Then I'm gonna give you a class. I'm gonna call you tweet dash box. I'm gonna put everything in here and put it in here. Tab, and then it doesn't really have anything much. It just showed up like that. So I'm gonna do that tweet dash box, and then display inline block um, shadow box shadow. I'm gonna give you what's that? So what did the box shadow look like? Okay, so it is 0. Okay, it is 0 and 0 for the top and for the X and Y. And then the blur is at 5px. I want it to be quite blurry. And RGBA, I'm gonna give you 0, 0, 0, and then 0.15. It don't show. Why not? Uh, Inline display box. What if I put a background color of green? Just to check if I'm actually accessing the right. Okay, I am accessing it. But why is there no box shadow? 0px? I guess I should put px in all of them. Oh, right. The very first mistake that I've ever made that a viewer pointed out is that I forgot to put commas in the RGBA function. There we go. But it still doesn't show. Why? Is it because I didn't put PX here? PX. Don't know. This fucking sucks. 0.15. Maybe because it's too small. Oh, there definitely is a shadow. Maybe it's because I made it too... Okay. Maybe 10 pixels. Okay, there's nothing wrong with my code. The shadow is right there. So let me take this out. Okay, there it is. It's definitely there. So padding, I'm gonna give it 10, 20, oh wait, 10 px, 20 px, 10 px, 20 px. There. And I'm gonna give you a border radius. Radius of no. Border radius. How many pixels will this be? As 10 pixels up of padding. So 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 60. I guess like 30 pixels. No. Needs more. Oh, the side needs to be bigger. That's hilarious. So now it needs, what if I give it twice the amount? There we go. Oh wait, no, it is a square one. What am I doing? 30. But now it's too round. So I have to make it less than that. So 15. There we go. And I should not put the padding at the left too close. So I'll turn it back to 20. There. I'll put it back to 20 again. Huh. Is that close enough? That close enough? What about the width? Profile pic width, 100 pixels. Search bar, margin left 12. Let's make you 18. Let's make you 30. Let's make you 90. There we go. But now it's stretched to the right. What do I do now? Oh, margin left. It wasn't margin right. My bad. Margin right. Nice. But now it also needs a margin left. So margin left. 30 px. Oh, 20. Oh. Okay, that's good. We are good. We are great. That is 9e. So that is 53 plus 5. That's 58. I'm at 58 over 100. 9, recreate this design. So add friend. So at 9, 9f, I'm gonna call you. So it's a div in a box. Add friend. Call you add friend. So that the next one is add friends, as in plural. Add friend. The next body. I'm gonna give this a div. And a cat. I need 3 images. What images could I possibly use? Um, oh, I mean, I already have a picture of 3 people. So technically I can use those. Uh, okay. I make this, and then 9G is this. Is just all of 3. You just copy and paste it. Huh. Alright. Image. I'm gonna make an image tag. Source is thumbnails. Thumbnail 1. Okay, I'm gonna give this a bit more room to work with. Then Alt face. Let me navigate to the last one. Okay, add friend. So it's too big, but now I will go to style. Okay, what else was in there? Um, Profile pic, Oliver, Oliver, class, name, name, he, then class, friends, friends, two mutual friends. And then button over here. I'm gonna give add friend. All right. Okay. The add friend is over there. Um, let me just drink some water. All right. Add friend. Then over here in the styles, I can access each class. So image. Oh wait, I have to give it a class. Okay. Oliver. Ver, Oliver PSP. There. So now dot Oliver PFP. I give it a size of okay width one let's start at 100 pixels. Height maybe a slightly bigger 100 120 pixels. If I showed here object dash fit, I'm gonna say cover, and then I'm gonna object position. I'm gonna go right. Oh, there we go. I'll do left so that Marquez Brownlee is the first one that shows up. Actually, now that I realize it, you can use this to animate through a sprite sheet when you're loading a game onto a website. So if there's like an animation sprite sheet and you just want to go through each section, you just have to isolate to a certain coordinate of the entire image and you just loop through it. I think I can make that as a side project. Let me list down that idea. Okay, I'll do that later. Yeah. Okay, Oliver, two mutual friends. Okay, that's what it looks like now. What should I make it look like? Um, so it needs to be obvious. Okay, so the whole div, I need to call this class friend box. I'm gonna call it friend box. And then dot friend friend box friend box. Ugh. I'm gonna give you a box shadow 005 px RGBA 0,0,0,0,5. Oh. Okay, so friend box it needs to be in display block. Inline block, I mean. So now it occupies it. But now, oh, okay. What if I make the width 120 and I make the height 170? It's not really that centered anymore. So what if I make it bigger, 140? A bit more fair, 150. Yep, that's a bit more fair. Then Oliver needs to have okay, name, okay, dot name. Dot name is okay. All of them need to be in Arial. So dot body font family is Arial. The Little Mermaid. Name margin left. I give him 20 pixels. 20 pixels, and then um font size also 20 pixels, and then font size 20 pixels. Font weight is in bold. But I put it in Arial. What the hell? What? So it that doesn't work, I guess. Um, hmm. Oh, you know what? Name and then dot friends, and I'm gonna give them both margin 20 and font size and font weight can be later, but I'm gonna give it a font family of Arial. There, Oliver two mutual friends. Seems too big. Let's change it back to 5. 5, 10. Okay. Is it still too big? No. Um, add friend. That okay. Button. Yes. Text align center. It don't work like that. My bad. How do I haven't learned. I mean, I technically know how to, but it will be cheating. I guess I just have to use margin. Oh yeah, I only use margin. Um, margin. Oh, top 0px 0px. Uh, 10px 10px. There. So I just have to make it big. Um, padding. I'll give it 10px. 10px 10. Okay, 10 pixels. Is that enough? Okay, 10, 20 px, 10 px. Ah, top and bottom, left and right. There. I think that's good enough. Maybe they're too big. Um, font size. Where's the font size? Okay, font family is Arial. Font size is okay. Font size is buried between dot name and dot friends. So friends, friends. Font size is 20. 15 px? Okay. Oliver, two mutual friends. I forgot to put margin bottom 0. For all. Margin left, margin bottom 0. But they're paragraphs, right? They are a paragraph. Padding 0. Padding bottom. Okay, I guess also padding. Doesn't work. I don't know what to do anymore. I mean, okay. Uh, dot Oliver. Uh, what's that? Name. Margin bottom. Put it to 0 px. 0 px. Doesn't change anything. If that's fine. Font weight. I'll put this to bold. Okay, Oliver. Two mutual friends. I'll make it 10 pixels. 13. 13. Color. I'm gonna make it gray. Is that good enough? Yeah, that's good enough. And add friend. Button. Background color is blue. Blue. Go to the color picker, scroll it up a little bit, and then make it a little darker. There. Alright. Color is white. Font weight is bold. And border is none. Border none. Border radius. Border radius is I guess like 5 pixels. Isn't that so hard? Okay. So now friends and found bottom 0 px. I'll make it like 5 px. Is that good enough? Um, lesson 9 has 8. So there's still one more exercise after this. Um, I still want to minimize. Why isn't I want to know how to minimize the distance. That's a gap in knowledge. That is a problem. Okay. Button is okay. That's where it is. So two mutual friends is there. Margin. Oh, it's margin top. That's like hard to do. Margin top. Okay. So instead of margin bottom, it's margin top 0 px. No, 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 I said OPX, 0 px. There we go. Finally. Oh my gosh. And with margin bottom being 0, I can make the margin top as 5, and it will be properly aligned. And I can put that margin top as well for, okay, top is 5px. I'll put it here. There we go. There we go. And 0. Okay. Yay. I feel like that's good enough. I have full control over the, okay, I'm gonna write this down. July 5, 2025, Saturday. So if you're able to control the I want it to look more sized though. So I think I can just make the image bigger. Instead of 150 and 170, I want to make this 170, 190. 170, 190. There. And then instead of margin left being 10, I also want it to be 5. So 5, no, okay, maybe 8. Okay, 8 is good. And then margin left is also 8. 8. There. So it can look more like me following the what's on the thing. It needs to have space here. Okay, yeah, I did it. Maybe this friend box, I can give it a border radius. Border radius of 5 pixels. There. Okay, fully recreated. I am a web developer. I am proud of myself. Um, inline block. I mean, I did put it in inline block, right? Okay, the whole thing is inline block. Yeah, it looks so good. All right, I am now at 9F. So 59. So that's 6. 53 plus 6 is 59. And there. The next one is 9G, which is add friends. 9G friends dot HTML. And then I'm gonna copy the code here. I'm gonna add S to emphasize that it's plural. So that works. I can go back, refresh, add friends. It's the same one. But now I can add them all together. Uh, I can multiply this. Boom, boom. There. That's 3. And I can put friend box margin right with 10 pixels. Yeah. And now it's a matter of changing the names inside. Oliver, Mimi, Rex. Mimi, then Rex. And then you just change the text. 3 mutual. There's 2, 3, 4, and there. All I have to do is change. Okay. I'll change the class to Mimi PFP, and then Oliver P PFP, and then no. What was your name? Rex. Rex PFP. And I'll go to the Oliver PFP. I think these um IMG is width and height, and then object cover. So these things can be applied, and all I have to do is change the position of each image class by using their different names. So Mimi and Rex over here. So I just have to use right. Now it's a different profile pic, and with this one, I just have to replace it with thumbnail 2. There! Ah, I did it! I am so happy. I'm so good. Look at that shit. So um that is exercise 60. Yeah, this this is so satisfying. You can see, oh wait, I forgot to make it more interactive. So I want to make it so that when you hover over, okay, I'm gonna give interactivity in the buttons because it's basically become an addiction for me to always make it interactive. Um, make it lighter, right? So make it lighter. Button hover, and button active is just put it back into the same background color. It's like the most basic shortcut, but it adds even just the tiniest bit of interactivity. Wait, no, hover active, active. There we go. So add friends. Yeah, add friend, add friend, add friend. Yeah, and it responds to my clicks. What if I add a hover to my div, to my friend box, dot friend box, hover, and I make it so that the box shadow disappears. Hmm, box shadow disappears. Um, 0 and then 0, 0. But then I make it a transition. Transition, box shadow 0.15s. I mean, it kind of it kind of works, but okay, it does something definitely. Wait, why does this one look not curved? Why is the image? Oh, that's when what? The border radius for these is not applied. For the images, it's not applied. I need to add border radius, border radius, top, top left, border top left radius is 5 px, and border top right radius is top right radius. There we go. Okay, I'm proud with what I've done. This actually feels like web development, and I can see that there's a lot more stuff you can do with it. Yeah. Making interactivity is just changing the background color and then yeah, adding transitions and animations and different. Even just like box shadow is so much more is so much more than enough. Okay, let me exit the ones that came before again and then go to the final exercise. Oh, I'm making a lot of progress. Okay, there we go. So to center everything, okay, we can finally use a div to center everything. I'm gonna make Google from exercise 8C. Yeah, let me collapse this. Let me go to 8C. Let me copy all this. Copy and then 9. 9, what was that? collapse that. 9h google.html. Then Google to wrap everything line with a d for the div. So for the image, I don't have to put a margin that's so big. Um, margin. I'm gonna go to back wrap google.html. Oh, right, I don't have the thumbnail. Let me just copy it from over here. Copy, and then paste. And then there, it automatically appeared. So 9h, um, let me exit you, let me exit you, let me exit you. All right, now it's here. All I have to do is wrap it in a div. Div, uh, div input type. All right, and then the div class Google Google box. And then I'm gonna go dot Google doc. I'm gonna make you text align center. How do I align images? How do I center align image? Can you use text align center on an image? Does it actually center? It doesn't. So how do I display block? Because elements that take up the entire line so they can't be centered. Wrap each line with a div. I'm already at the biggest challenge of web development. How to center a div. But actually, how do you center an image? How to center an image properly. You can use text align center or the margin zero auto or the image itself on the image itself. You can use positioning with top left 50% transform translate or flex boxes to display flex align items center. I haven't learned that yet. I don't want to cheat. Okay, text align center. That's good. But what about me? Um, I guess I will put it in a div. No. What if I put the image inside of a div and that div gets centered? No, it doesn't. It literally just doesn't care. Um, Google Box image. Let me collapse this longer. Why does it not? Okay, div. It is a div. Okay, inline div Google Box. Okay, I'm gonna give you a class. Class logo box. I'm gonna make logo box dot logo box in display inline block. Inline, yeah. Oh wait, no, because that would make it next to okay, block then. Block. But what about the image itself? Is it yeah, but why does it not I wanna you know what? Fine. I'm going to put Margin 50%, margin 50%. Margin 0 auto. Margin 0 auto. I don't know what that does. So what if I add that after? And then margin 0 auto. Yeah, it overrides these two. So I guess it's a matter of, okay, logo box. I'm just gonna give it a padding. Padding. So top was actually, can I get that? So margin top and bottom. Uh, Marge, right, padding. No, 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 not Google Box. Logo box. Logo box will have a padding. No, padding of. You can just use a margin if you don't want to use Flexbox. I think it's because the left and right margins both have auto. Left and right both have auto, so they kind of cancel them. Oh, that's true. And then center it, yeah. Well, it already is centered, so I feel like this image itself centers it relative to its container. So this, at least I can know that using this line of code, it automatically centers it in under like any like division that it's in. So the only thing I have to concern myself now is the logo box. So I'll give it a padding of uh it starts at the top and it's clockwise 40 px 0 px 20 px 0 px and then there solve. Thinking outside the box, quite literally, because this is using the CSS box model. And the next, I have to add a. See, it works. You know, if it works, it works. I think this is the correct way to do it. Okay, wrap each line. Okay, I'm gonna write that down to. Wait, well, what else did I learn? I forgot to write down those as well. Add friends. I'm also gonna. Okay, gray. Object position. I mean, I applied what I knew. Okay, I'm just gonna write down that you can, there's an option for border radius, border radius for top left, top right, etc. And then, am I an expert yet? No, but I'm starting to recreate Google. I mean, I figured out how to center an image relative to a div. I guess that counts. And also I'm just halfway through the tutorial, so I'm 50% pro according to the title. Nice, nice. Yeah, thanks. All right. So I'm gonna note this down. To center image, use margin auto zero, right? Or what was it again? Where's the image? All right, Google over here. Margin zero auto. Margin zero auto. And add padding around its concerned container. There we go. I'm pretty much I know how to center images now relative to how I need it to. I just have to edit the div that wraps it. Okay, and then all I have to do is add these buttons over here. Okay. Let's just add them one by one. Button, Google search, and then let's say Google search. I'm feeling lucky. Feeling lucky. I just, I wonder why buttons come next to each other, like or like appear next to each other by default instead of being like blocked. Are they inline by default? Let me search that up. Are HTML buttons inline by default? I mean, as I observed, yes. Okay, the answer is yes. I just need someone to tell it to me. Okay. But why? And why? Why? Why do you, there is no why. It's just a design choice. Whatever. I'll take it. Uh I'll give this one a exclamation point to make it better. Okay. I forgot to save it. There. Okay, it's over there. And all I have to do is to add a okay search bar. I'll put a margin bottom of 20 pixels. No, 40. 40 is better. 40. And then I just have to make the buttons look bigger. Buttons. No, no, no. Button. And then how do I make it bigger? All right. Background color light gray. Piston light light gray. Is that even actually light gray? Um, border border none. Border radius is I'll give it like 2 pixels because and then padding use the shorthand 10 px 20 px and then what else do I need? Um, I mean the color's already black. Um, I think that's enough. Okay, it is enough. Oh wait, no, I want them all to be like an Arial. I guess I'll give it a font family. Font family Arial. I mean, it already is Arial. What am I doing? And then maybe font weight bold. But it's not in bold. Am I just overthinking this? Or is this actually in like Montserrat? You know, I'm just gonna leave it as is. I'm gonna make this like slightly lighter. I'm gonna wait. There's an error. Okay, there's an error. Then there. Okay, I feel like that's enough. And my habit of needing to make the button interactive. So and button hover, make it so that when I hover, I make it so it's a light color. I want it to look slightly darker. Oh, wait, no. Background color. I'll make you slightly darker. And then when button active, so I will put you back to your original color. This is the most uh quick fix solution in making a button interactive. Yay! My undiagnosed ADHD is being satisfied. No, that's being narcissistic. I don't have ADHD. I can't say that yet. Well, yeah, okay. It worked. This is the last exercise. I'm gonna put myself up to 61 over 100. I'm making a lot of progress. And it's only 6:24 a.m. from my in my end. Oh, let me get my fan. It's hot. Yeah. Yeah. I'll be streaming at like. Hmm. Okay, let's time to watch here. I can finally use layouts. Oh, okay. Before that, I will make a new folder. No, not there. Over here. 10. And then what's the title? Nested layouts technique. I'll just call it nested layouts. Layouts. There we go. Hmm. This is what I'll be doing in like the next 30 minutes. I'm just gonna be watching it. Or probably no, the next hour. Just trying to follow this. Uh-huh. Okay, let me note this down. Nested layouts. Let me write that down. Let's vertical layout. Number two, horizontal layout. Okay, let me actually draw that on my notebook. We have a stack and a queue. Technically, I don't know. Okay, we can make almost anything we say. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Okay. That's a horizontal layout there. Also has another vertical layout there. Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm just gonna draw this out because I'm gonna use it for reference when I'm actually gonna code it in. Because, you know, one, two, three. This might seem unnecessary, but it's more for the retention so that the more effort you put in, the more you remember it, no matter how useless the effort is. Okay, and then this is put into here. There. All right. So layout inside a layout inside a layout. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Here it is. Okay. Okay, he's gonna try drawing the layout. I don't want to do it, but the least I can do is watch through the whole thing. I told myself not to skip over anything, so uh, uh-huh. I ain't doing all that. I'm just gonna watch this. I already have a gifted brain. I don't need that milk because I actually drank that milk when I was a baby. Mm. I'm gonna change the speed. I'm not gonna skip over anything, but uh-huh. Ooh, using another feature of CSS. Okay, let me write down here. Then light bulb symbol. This will be made using another feature of CSS. Whatever that is, I'm excited. My goal is to finish until this point so that the next days it's just five left, three, four, five, and then I finish up the project. Mhm. Okay. Um, hmm, uh-huh. Yep. That's okay. That's what it's supposed to look like. Hmm. I feel like he could have edited this bit down rather than sharing some story to quickly position boxes lol. Yeah, I mean it's fine. That's our job to like increase the playback speed. We can just put it 2 times speed. Uh-huh. Okay, I guess. Okay. I guess I'm gonna start doing this now. Um, so nested layouts, I'm gonna add a folder, call it channel pictures. It's time to follow along. I'll go here. I'll go, no, here. This actually links me to the, oh, okay. These are hyperlinks to the actual channel and to the actual video. That's actually super smart as a sample project. Um, it's like an additional interface. Okay, so inspect, top left, look over here, open, and then I will save image as, and I'm gonna go back here, go 10, channel pictures, channel 1. Yay! And what's next? Right, I'm going to copy my youtube.html so far and put it in here. HTML. And that's actually perfect to practice in Tailwind in. Yep, I'm gonna do the same. Yeah. I prefer like go raw HTML for raw CSS first because in the end, Tailwind is just CSS. It's just instead of creating the classes yourself, everything is a pre-built class for every style. But ugh, if you don't know what styles to use, what's the point of the convenience? At least for me, that's why it didn't work out for me. I never bothered with CSS frameworks. I I used to. Okay, all right. I was gonna make a YouTube.html and copy it in HTML. Hmm, yeah. I tried using Tailwind and it was a pain in the ass. Not really because of like seeing so many different class names in the HTML tag. Honestly, I personally don't mind. It's just I lacked the skills to be able to use it effectively at the time, and it made things so much harder. So I went back to write CSS. And then eventually the problems that came with raw CSS caught up to me too, which is hilarious. All right, let me uh, cleaning again. All right, let me. Okay, it has a vertical layout. Yeah, actually, why didn't he just animate his examples like this? I mean, I guess he wanted to show the option of using Google Drawings. Uh-huh. All right. Let me open this one. Then refresh. Uh, over here. 10 nested. That is so weird. That that pain that hurts me. Why is it? It's technically like why is it? I mean, I get it, but why? It's supposed to go after 9. It's not a 1. Whatever. I'll live with it. Okay. I saved this channel pictures. Oh, I put YouTube HTML in the channel pictures. Let me put it out here. Move. There we go. Now I go back, refresh. You can make CSS framework for whatever you're doing pretty quickly, and a blank canvas helps you focus better on what you want. Yeah, It's like you just make your own set of classes with your own stylus, I guess. Oh, oh wait, I just have to import the thumbnails too. Uh, thumbnails, and then I copy everything that I have so far. Actually, why didn't I just copy the whole folder? Uh, thumbnails, copy, and then paste. There, it showed up immediately. That makes me happy. There. All right. So let's see what he does. Oh wait, I'll slow it down now because I actually have to pay attention. Block element with equal. Come on. Okay. Wait, what was that? Image in the first row. Um, video preview. All right. Always using like the first div, right? Okay. I'm just gonna do this so that there's a clear distance. Um, what does he do again? He separates it into two different divs. In video preview. So the thumbnail and everything else is in a different div. Okay, that makes sense. So image, cut, paste, tab, backspace. That hurts. And then another div, and then copy paste everything here. Cut, paste, select, tab. I should probably change it to just two spaces at some point because I'm losing a lot of space, or I can just drag it here. What there's no point in overthinking things. All right, it's the same. Oh, let me exit this though, because it's pain. It's a pain. Um, but now it doesn't show like I want it to. Okay, this is the minimum. Or I can just zoom out. I can just zoom out. Okay. Okay. Yeah, at some point I do want to learn how to do responsive design. So instead of like using like hard coded like pixel sizes, I'm gonna use like, percentages and try to work with different screen sizes and all that. Because I don't know, I think it would be useful. Hmm. Okay, channel profile pictures here, thumbnails. Okay. There, I mean, it's still there. Hmm. So under where was this? Input. Okay, this is what we're working with. Div, and over here in the second div is an image. Oh yeah, this is where he's gonna put the src. No, channel pictures, channel one JPEG, and then what class does he give it? Channel one, so, yeah, yes. Okay, it's supposed to be there when I save it. That looks like shit. Let's make it look better. Uh-huh. horizontally, or you can just like, what was it? Yeah, make it inline block. Actually, I'm curious. I'll make an inline style display inline block just to test it out to see how it looks like. Does it not? Maybe there's not enough space. Oh, there's not enough space. Never mind. Would have been cool though. Mm-hmm. Build. Okay, and then another div. Yeah, the parent. What do you mean? Div. Okay. Oh, the inline block thing. Actually, yeah, I'll try that out. So the div. Oh, that makes sense. All right, I was I was putting it in the inline in the image, but it wasn't. Yeah, the image, not the parent div. All right, let's try that out now. Oh wait, no, style display. Uh, what was that? Inline block. Let's see. Yay, it disappears. I don't know why. Wait, if I cut it and I save it. Wait, something happened. I don't know what. I don't know what happened. Class thumbnail. The what? Wait, what? It disappeared. Oh, it's using thumbnail, not. Wait, no. Oh wait. Oh, okay. My brain is not braining. I was doing this. I backspace. All right. Um, display. But wouldn't just inline it to the thumbnail? Shouldn't I just okay? I'll just try it for the sake of it. Style. Display inline block. There's no point in doing this, but it's there. See, it doesn't do that. No, before you had an image wrapped in a div. All right. I mean, was the image wrapped in a div? Okay, I'll wrap it in a div. Okay, let me put this here. And I'll put it here, and then I'll put the style now. Display inline block. There we go. Yay! It doesn't work. Well, it's fine. It was a nice experiment. I'll hmm, it's gonna work. It's gonna look better later. All right, bang. Let's go back here. Yeah, over here in the example, it doesn't wrap the channel picture image in a div yet. So yeah, image thumbnail. Okay, he puts it in a div now. Now he puts it in a div. The- Okay, I'm just gonna make both. Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm. Video title, then put it in there, put it there. No, no, don't shit down. There we go. No. Oh, all right. what does it look like so far? Okay, it's still the same. Okay, so they appear next to each other. Okay, div channel picture. Okay, class channel picture class video info display. Okay, so both of them are inline block. Well, maybe that's okay. Video info display inline block. There we go. So now it, what is it supposed to look like? Or is it a, okay. Hmm. So the width. Hmm. So horizontal layout. So they have to add up to, oh, that makes sense. So that, yeah, yeah, I was right. It was because it didn't have enough space. But if we check, if we set you have too many divs, follow your indenting from line 49. Do I? Div video class over here. 49. Oh yeah, this is a different one, I think. Oh wait, following follow your indenting from line. All right. Yeah. I am you're right. That looks terrible. Wait, no. That's tab shift tab right there. There we go. Oh wait, it follows this. This is the channel. Oh right. This. There we go. Then is that right? I am so confused. Oh no, no, never mind. I just have to shift tab here more. Okay, there we go. But where does this follow? Okay. I'm losing track. Let me space that out real quick. Okay, div previous over here. So here, this is where it is. There we go. Yeah, I see it. I see it. Nice. Yeah, I do genuinely need to change this to two spaces instead of four. Or I don't know. It kind of makes it easier to see when it has more spacing. And besides, it's not really that long, that much code. Right. Okay, so back here, video info, we want to make it like 50 pixels. And then width over here in video info is 200 pixels. Now, hopefully it'll have enough space. Yep, it'll have enough space, but again, it still looks like shit. What is it? Is it supposed to look like shit? Huh. Oh, okay. So video title. Oh, it's because it's bigger. The title is bigger than the container. So, hmm, should I? Wait, so that's what it looks like. But if I take this out and I save it, does it even make a difference? Kind of. Oh, it overflows here. My bad. It's overflowing towards the next video. But if I do that again, it stays within just this video. Okay, I see now. Okay, I'm gonna note that down. The exclamation point mark. Make sure the content never overflows the size of the container. Okay, there we go. All right, let's continue. Mm-hmm. Image class. Wait, I'm losing track of where it was. Okay, so the image of the channel picture itself, we're gonna give class. Okay, give it some space. So channel picture. Wait, what? Okay, so it's the profile picture instead of the channel picture. Oh, channel picture is like the container of the profile picture itself. Oh, picture. Profile picture, picture. Width to 50 pixels. Huh. Yeah. So profile picture itself. Oh, okay. So the container was 50, but then the picture itself, the image, didn't really have a size, so it was overflowing. So if you set it to an actual width of 50 px, it follows the size exactly of the container. So now it doesn't like disobey anything. Understandable. Hmm. Uh-huh. And planning the a hmm. Oh, right. Yeah, that makes sense because it takes 100% as in the container. Tip, tip, make the contact size to 100% to ensure it always occupies the size provided that by the container. That makes so much sense. Uh, width. Well, I didn't have to backspace the whole thing. What am I doing? So now it's there. Yeah, because yeah, setting it to a pixel is a bit of a bit problematic, you would say. So if I changed it to 70 pixels, it's going to increase, and it doesn't overflow because
you're now using a what's this? A container. It doesn't overflow past the container, but it's only following the size of the container. Okay, Control Z, Control Z. Yeah. It is the weird thing about learning. I get excited when I start feeling stupid because it means I'm about to learn something new, and I can write it down. Uh-huh.